Hello there, just a quick flight this is from Manchester to Heathrow in the Vision Jet. I'm going to demonstrate how I like to fly the Vision Jet with the panels and the screen configuration. And just a brief outlook around the aircraft itself and what it can do if you're unsure about the Vision Jet. Take a look outside first and I'll show you around. Quite a nice looking aircraft, very small, obviously a private jet. A lot of detail has gone into them to making this. Textures are really great. This is a custom livery, by the way, I've downloaded for free. See, it is a jet. Back in the cockpit you'll see how I've set up my, have a quick look at the livery inside. It's done a really good job on this one. Really high detail, nice blue and white interior. But okay, right, the panels, you can see how I have the panels. I have the map on the screen with the flight plan inserted, and to do that you just use the panel below, click map settings, click on the inset window, and you'll see there, turn it on and off with the flight plan text. I do like that on because it does give you the top of descent times and bottom of descent times, all the information you need on your flight plan. You can also click on the flight plan here on the panel. See that even with a chart as well, we can see that we're climbing to 5,000 feet at Samba. So I've set the autopilot to 5,000 and I've got it in VS mode at 1,500 feet per minute. GPS mode is activated. Show you the charts while we're here. We click onto the left panel now. See, I've got the charts there, and on the tablet below, see, I can click the info for the airport, zoom in and out with this. Click the departure, Samba, the arrival. Check all this before you fly if you want, and the approach. Heathrow. Put the departure on. If you want to zoom in, pan around, you can do. You just press the button. I'm using my touch screen here just to pan the map around. You can see the purple airplane on the map on the chart. Out a bit, and you can see the airport in the direction we need to go to Samba. So that's all in the flight plan. Get the air traffic control panel up, and now we'll get on our way. We are clear for takeoff, so I'll just minimise that and send it to my second screen. You wonder where that's gone to. And we'll set the flaps, turn the park brake off, and we'll take off. Gear up and flaps up as well.
Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November, contact Manchester Center on 118.775. Good day.
I have switched on the autopilot, and I'm going to turn on the auto throttle my device, and I'm leaving it on FMS mode so the flight plan will control the speed.
118.775 Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November. Manchester Center, Rosen Romeo Oscar, Sierra Echo November, is passing 1,800 feet, climbing 6,000 feet.
Rosen Romeo Oscar, Sierra Echo November, Manchester Center altimeter, 30.06. Continue as planned.
I'm going to change to flight level control. The aircraft will climb a lot quicker. I'm going to change the altitude to 6,000 feet as required by the ATC, but obviously I'm still under the flight plan where you can see the 3,000 in the purple mark next to the 6,000 I've selected. As you can see on the panel, the time to climb in is 33 seconds. Top of climb. We'll activate VNAV. That's all activated. See the auto throttle was set to 250 knots, the maximum under 10,000 feet, and we're still on our way to Sambert, which is 5,000 feet climb. I will increase the altitude. I'll just look at the flight plan to see what the main cruise altitude is. As you can see by the flight plan, it's 15,000 feet, so I will increase that on the autopilot to 15,000. The VNAV should increase that as and when requested by the flight plan. Time to bottom of climb is 1 minute, so we'll start climbing again. Obviously ATC is ahead of our flight plan, so we will start climbing soon. 17 seconds on the panel. As you can see now with the flight plan, we are now climbing to flight level 200.
Rosen Romeo Oscar, Sierra Echo November climb and maintain 13,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 13,000 feet, Rosen Romeo Oscar, Sierra Echo November.
I can turn the charts off now, for now, so you can see the screen a bit bigger. see that the auto throttle is enabled in FMS mode. I can switch it over to manual. Then you just adjust the speed on the speed column on the left. Can also zoom in and out the map using the device. Quite a short flight this one down to London. The ATC you can hear chattering away in the background is a little program called Flight Sim ATC Chatter. Available payware. Very cheap. It is quite good. It does add a little immersion to the sim while you're flying alone. I will change the altitude to 13,000 actually. That's what the ATC told us. Obviously now we start climbing, the Vision Jet will auto throttle to 250 knots. After the next waypoint we should climb to 15,000. We do have a tablet in the Vision Jet now, show you that. There's a good feature on the Vision Jet, I don't know if you know about this, it's called active noise reduction. If you turn that on, it will give you the actual sound that pilots have while wearing the headset in flight. So I can try that out for you now so you can hear it. So there you have it. This is what you'd hear as a pilot with headset on. Obviously the sound outside the aircraft is just as loud as before.
Channel 444, Scottish 129.1. Bye-bye, Channel 444.
Can do other things in the tablet. It's mainly for when you're on the ground though. Bigger the aircraft to different statuses. Do quite like this lower noise headset mode, what they've come up with. Quite a nice touch to the Vision Jet. Now that little pause you had there, Nicky, I don't know what it is with the sim, but when it happens, I lose connection either my system or the Microsoft servers, I lose the connection to the online player base. It's obviously an online service problem causing me the little freeze, and then it comes back slowly with everybody in. If you know what that is causing that problem, let me know.
Radar, good morning, Agus 4942. We are passing level 132, climbing 240 on coast storm. It's Agus 4942, roger.
The Vision Jet's really easy to control, really easy to manage. Small switch panel in front of you there. So just the ice section switched off at the moment. Probably don't need that in the summer in the UK. But yeah, it's nice aircraft to fly, and it's one of my favourites at the minute. I do have a Stream Deck set up with all the buttons and checklist functions if you need to use that. Depends how you fly, how in depth you want to go. You can use the checklist built into the Vision Jet on the G3000. Gorgeous weather today with live weather on, live time, a morning flight. .28 miles to go to the next waypoint, then we'll start thinking about descending. You're currently 11 minutes to the top of descent.
Advise on arrival 18005. Advise on arrival 18005. Danke, Adi.
Currently at 13,000 feet, what the ATC told us to climb to maintain. Just passing Birmingham Airport here on the right hand wing, just below us, EGBB. Look externally, I'll show you. Flying through the Midlands here. It looks like there's a lot of cloud ahead. Got to turn the weather radar on, the touch panel to do that.
Bridge 243, keep on 1000 feet or greater. 1000 feet or greater, this is 243.
Seems to be no rain at the moment, so I'll leave the ice protection off at the minute. Just flying over Coventry here below us. If I zoom out on the map, you'll be able to see whereabouts we are on the flight plan.
Bridge 243, contact arrival 135.230. 135.230, this is 243.
Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November contact London Center on 118.475. Good day.
118.475 for Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November. London Center Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November 13,000 feet.
Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November London Center altimeter 30.04. Continue to Tobit as planned. Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November climb and maintain flight level 200.
Climb and maintain flight level 200 Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November.
There you go, flight level 200. Change the autopilot and I've hit the flight level change button. And you'll see the VisionJet now. VisionJet has now changed the speed to 165 for the climb. We look on our, go full screen. Look on our VNAV profile. Top time to top of descent is 8 minutes 40 now. That's when we'll start descending into Heathrow. If you look on the autopilot in the aircraft, I still have VNAV enabled, but I will need to adjust the autopilot once we've finished climbing. Quite a capable jet, the VisionJet, can cruise at 31,000 feet, not a problem. It's probably the only slight downfall for the VisionJet is the fuel capacity and the range. No, it's not on par with the big airliners, but for a private small jet, ideal.
Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November descent and maintain 15,000 feet.
They've been told to descend to 15,000, so I'll change it now.
Descend and maintain 15,000 feet Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November.
Swift radar motor through the 6 Fox Alpha, passing flight level 287, climb is 310. This is 286 Fox Alpha, identify, proceed to Lutix, climb to flight level 350. Climb to flight level 350, direct Lutix to the 6 Fox Alpha.
Quite a rapid descent that, using flight level change. Maybe I should have used VS mode. There's obviously no passengers, so we're fine. We're all happy, nobody's happy. You see, 2 minutes to top of descent, so I'm going to adjust the autopilot now, reflect the descent, so we can get the VNAV profile working. And it seems like the lowest altitude is 2,500 for the ILS, so I'm going to set the altitude marker at. But that's set, we've got VNAV active. Obviously when we come to the flight plan, it will start updating, get to the top of descent, it will do it automatically for us, start descending. See VNAV's popped up on the screen now, magenta, chevron, and the altitude's displaying, ready for the next waypoint, which will start descending in 45 seconds time.
The 561 from Swiss radar, do you read?
Sorry, yeah, say again, that was 561.
The 561, clear direct to Lado.
Return direct to Lado, that's on the 561. Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November descend and maintain 7,000 feet, keep speed not above 220 knots.
Descend and maintain 7,000 feet. Keep speed not above 220 knots. Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November.
Rouge 168, proceed direct to Quetzal.
Rouge 1968, take in the waypoint.
Rouge 168, clear direct to Quetzal, Golf Echo, Delta Sierra Oscar.
Turn to Quetzal for Rouge 1968.
You can see now that the FMS had kicked in the speed restriction of 220 knots, and you can also see that the chevron is coming down for the VNAV profile to kick in and get us down to 6,000 feet. So in some clouds at the moment.
Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November, please expedite your descent 7,000 feet.
Junk 889, Heathrow, good evening, stroke 3601.
Stroke 3601, time I get in 9.
You see now that we're starting to descend down, keeping the speed at 220 knots. Obviously worked out that we're going to be bottom of descent in 8 minutes time at 6,000 feet. I know you can't see me using my devices here, but there's not a lot when it's all set up that you need to do. It's quite easily to manage. Follow the instructions either by the ATC or your flight plan. Or it's in magenta, it's normally controlled by the flight plan. Quite clear on all the panels. Going to turn the sound back on from the
On
headphones.
the right, Foxtrot Lima, contact radar 134.315.
134.315 on the right, Lima, goodbye.
Just think it adds a little bit more to the sim. In real life it probably would have the active noise reduction on. It's quite loud when you've been used to the reduction on the aircraft noise inside.
Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November, you are 19 miles northwest. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 27 right approach via Bravo November November transition. Clear to Bravo November November.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 27 right approach via Bravo November November transition. Clear to Bravo November November Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November.
Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November, contact Heathrow approach on 127.525. Good day.
127.525 for Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November. Heathrow approach Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November is passing 11,100 feet, descending 7,000 feet.
Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November Heathrow approach altimeter 30.03. Continue to Bravo November November as planned.
You can see Heathrow there through our right hand side slightly. All the online players there parked up. We're going to fly over a part of London, swing round and then land on 27. The aircraft nicely descending now, following the flight plan all the way down to the ILS, then we'll activate the glide slope. Providing I do everything correct.
Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November descend and maintain 6,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November.
You'll notice on the flight planner at the bottom and on the display we've got the altitude in one column and we've got the speed restriction in the next. So the E127S waypoint speed is 180 knots maximum, 4,500. The FMS has now changed that to 180 knots and you can see the speed now decreasing as we get closer to the ILS approach.
Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November. Keep speed not above 180 knots.
Keep speed not above 180 knots. Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November.
Sierra Echo November, descend and maintain 3,500 feet.
Descend and maintain 3,500 feet. Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November.
We're already descending down to the 3,500. You can see the FMS magenta colour. So the aircraft will carry on, continue descending. Got another 2 minutes to the bottom of the descent. 2 minutes 25. I'm going to make a sharp right turn in a moment. As you see downtown London ahead of us. See Buckingham Palace ahead, right ahead of us in the right window.
Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November, descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November.
Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November, you are 13 miles east of Heathrow. Contact Heathrow Tower on 118.705 when inbound on the approach.
Tower on 118.705. Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November. Heathrow Tower Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November. 12 miles east inbound ILS runway 27 right approach.
Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November Heathrow Tower. Altimeter 30.090 wind 285 at 9er. Cleared ILS runway 27 right approach.
Cleared ILS runway 27 right approach. Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November.
Right, I've just activated the flaps and the localizer glide slope. I will lower the landing gear now. We're all set to land 27 right. Obviously the speed has changed to 110 knots now because I have the flaps down. The aircraft is slowing down, stabilising, and we should see the green diamond when we capture the glide slope any times now. Currently on the glide slope, slowly descending at 110 knots. Flaps are at 50%, halfway down. I'll just load my charts up onto the panel.
Oscar Sierra Echo November, wind 280 at 1 tree. Clear to land runway 27 right.
Clear to land runway 27 right, Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November.
Quite a slow approach this. I could have changed the speed and slowed down a lot closer to the airport, but just for a demonstration, it's okay. You want to put full flaps on now, ready for landing. Full flaps. Still have auto throttle on automatic mode, so adjusting the trim and the throttle. Keep us at that steady speed. The autopilot is also keeping us in line on the glide slope. I will disengage the autopilot in a minute, manual land, the last part of the landing. See on the chart I put the map of the airport up so we can see where we are. When we get on the ground, see where we've got to park, hopefully. I'm going to disengage the autopilot and manually land the plane. Wish me luck. I've now got manual throttle and obviously the control of the aircraft with flight stick. You can also see the aircraft just appearing on the chart on the map of the airport on the right hand side. Nicely done, I think. We'll slow down and then get the instructions where to park.
Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November, exit runway when able.
Bringing the flaps up.
Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November, contact ground on 121.855.
Going to 121.855, Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November. Heathrow ground, Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November, taxi to parking.
Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November, taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Kilo Bravo Lima 29er Alpha November 2 Echo November Bravo 2 Echo cross runway 27 left Sierra 1 Sierra Lima 41.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Kilo Bravo Lima 29er Alpha November 2 Echo November Bravo 2 Echo cross runway 27 left Sierra 1 Sierra Lima 41 Rosen Romeo Oscar Sierra Echo November.
Yes, I'm just going to follow the blue ribbon, see where it takes me. just see L41 across the other side of the runway, the bottom of the chart if you look. Almost there. See the ground crew to the left, so that must be our spot, L41. That's it, handbrake on, turn all the power off, lights. Oops, wrong button. That's the power off, we'll open the door. Just close the doors back up and put the cover on. There you have it. Thank you for joining me on my demo flight, just to show you how I fly the Vision Jet. Not 100% correct, I don't think. I'm not a real pilot, but still learning. Have fun. Catch you later. Cheers.